Hello, everybody, and welcome to tonight's episode of Call of Cthulhu, Path of Perdition. My name is Alex Xander Rabitsky. I will be your keeper of arcane lore for the evening. You may just call me the Keeper. If this is your first time joining us tonight, why? Go back and watch the rest. You're not going to understand what's happening. Or maybe you like it that way. Maybe you just like being super confused. After all, everything is cake in this day and age. With that said,
I mean, that's really Lovecrafty, isn't it? To just never know what's going on.
Everything is cake.
Yes.
Yeah. But yes, this is a part of our annual Camp Streamix streaming event in which three teams, three different main kind of groups go on: Team Fallen, Team Murder, and of course your Team Annihilation, belonging to yours truly, where you can donate points and bits and monies and whatever you want for your favorite team to win the legendary Fabled Stream Stick. If you want to know more about all of that, please go check out our social media over on Twitter. Look at stuff on YouTube. It's all there. If you can't donate during the show, we have a coffee. Again, take a look at Twitter. We have all the information that you can look up there. Make sure you're also participating in TIRVIA, which is a nightmarish pronunciation, for the best knowledge, where I will frequently every week just make a cocktail question, I guess, because every episode of the show, I guess, we'll get a cocktail at some point. But that's how it is. But all that said and done, when we last left off in our game, things took a pretty interesting turn. So I'm ready to jump right into it. So, of course, without wasting any further ado, I'd like to introduce my cast of players. We have, of course, the one and only Split Guardian. Yeah.
That's how he talks.
That's how he talks. Also joined by our good friend Atwis.
Stay hydrated.
And our friend Upgraded Moon, also known as Jordan.
I've got a salad.
He's got a salad. America's sweetheart, Sunil Pandey, played by, of course, by the one and only Brodingles.
I genuinely thought you were going to introduce Kristen.
No, America's sweetheart is Sunil Pandey.
Yeah. I'm going in order of the Discord call list right now, basically. So you are America's sweetheart for all intents and purposes today. And then last, but certainly not least, America's favorite cryptid, Kristen Trzynski.
Wow, I'm finally a cryptid. I did it. I've achieved my dream.
We're all very proud of you.
We're so proud of you, Kristen. We're all gathered here today to mourn the loss of the one and only Jackson Elias. I'm kidding. No, it is...
Man, don't do that to my man.
Come again, motherfucker!
We are here to play a game of Call of Cthulhu and the 1920s Disaster Gang when we last left them off after having put a satisfying end to their murder mystery on board the California Limited en route to Chicago. Our, not complete party, I was about to say our investigators, but there was one missing from the group, woke up in the middle of nowhere with no memory of what transpired, James missing. And I actually would recap a bit more, but Split literally knows nothing about what happened last session, so I want to preserve the integrity of that, and he's going to definitely find out. So just know, weird shit's going down, and Lester loves you too. So... with that
What a
in
man.
mind, what a man. With that in mind,
What a man.
I'm glad.
we are going to begin with James O'Connell, who was missing in our last episode, and who is thankfully back. Technical difficulties gone, we hope. But,
Yeah.
so, James, what happened to you, to the best of your recollection, is a series of events that are disjointed, confusing, and overall seemingly hazy. The last thing you remember before things got weird for you was sitting on board the California Limited, was at the table with your new acquaintances, Kit Sullivan, Mason Allen, Sybil Cordova, Sunil Pandey, and Jackson Elias, having resolved the incident that had been occurring, and were enjoying a drink and spending the early afternoon, just having a good time, enjoying yourselves. Which makes what happened next all the more alarming. Following that, it's almost as if you are standing in a tempest of destroyed, fragmented memory. Sharp flashes, like you are mere inches away from cracks of lightning, or like the sensation of a halting car crash. Is just these claps of just blankness and confusion as your mind attempts to correlate its own contents. What you do remember is the desert. It's cold. It's dark. You remember not knowing where you are. You do not remember getting up, but you remember walking. But you know for a fact you had to get up at some point. And in these disjointed flashes, feverishly stumbling through the desert, muttering Kit, Sybil, repeatedly under your breath. And then your memory just goes black. Completely dark. In a full haze. And you kind of fade in. Quite literally, like this was a movie. Your vision just fades in, and you're just sitting in a bar. An old speakeasy style bar. What immediately alarms you, it's weird, it both alarms you, but is also, you feel placid. Like you're aware that something's wrong, but it's really not bothering you that much. Everything around you is in black and white. And you're just sitting in this old speakeasy. You're alone, sitting on a stool at the bar, behind which you can see glasses of liquors and spirits, taps, booths empty and vacant of customers. You think you hear rain outside, but when you really kind of tune your ears toward it, there's nothing there. There was never anything there. Or was there? And then you realize just truly how quiet it is in this bar you're sitting in. You feel with some certainty that you're dreaming. And you just kind of look around. There's no one here. You can see towards the back of this establishment, there's a bathroom door. And it's ajar. A little bit of light spills from within. And you hear noise from the bathroom. Like a faint, like pitter-patter, maybe water running, or someone is relieving themselves, or it's a faint trickling sound. And you feel compelled to walk towards that door. Like, given everything else that's around you, you feel that in this weird state you find yourself in, the only place that makes sense for you to walk towards is the bathroom.
Yeah. Okay.
Just letting that hang. Just letting that hang. You have
So it's
bodily
me now,
autonomy.
huh?
You have autonomy of your body. You decide what you want to do now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's no one here.
There's no one here.
No
Looking out-
barkeep.
No
nothing.
barkeep. No barkeep. And the entrance to this place, the front doors, there are windows that, reasonably you could see outside. But it's just a dark, foggy void beyond the threshold of this place.
Right.
You feel that whatever is outside is truly terrible. And this place is a shelter.
Right.
There's something kind of familiar about this bar now that you kind of begin to soak it in too.
Do I recognize it?
You feel like you might, but if you do, it's just out of reach of your memory.
Well, I'm dreaming, right? So
Yeah.
fuck it. It's probably some place I've been to at some point in time. I've been a lot of places.
Surely you believe such things, yes.
James is gonna walk around the bar,
Mm-hmm.
grab a bottle, and then head toward the bathroom.
You grab what? What do you grab a bottle of?
Ooh.
No, I'm not asking you that for you to answer. I'm saying, rhetorically, what do you grab a bottle of? Because as you grab it, you can't read the label. The letters are disjointed, like you think you can focus on it, and you can't discern color, so you have no idea what you just grabbed.
So,
So you just grabbed
I
something.
just grabbed a bottle.
You just grabbed a bottle. You feel like it might be something you like, but you don't know. But you start walking towards the bathroom. And you
Yeah.
kind of... The little pittering, kind of clicky, clacky, what you think is some kind of running water sound spilling down onto tile or a urinal or some other fixture in the bathroom. It becomes evident to you that as you're getting closer to the store that it doesn't seem to be water, and you can't place what it is. And you kind of get to the threshold of the door. It's ajar. A little bit of light spills out from within. Do you open the door?
Can I peek in?
The door is open at an angle that you can only really see a part of the inner wall from how it currently is. You'd have to push it open more before you could see further in.
Then I suppose I do.
You move your hand to open the door, and you watch as 5 long, large centipedes like crawl out from the bathroom, like around your feet, and just kind of like move out deeper into the bar. And you realize that what you're hearing is not the pattering of water, but the sharp chitinous movement of what must be thousands of centipedes clittering over a bathroom tile. And suddenly you get this dreaded feeling that there is something in this bathroom that you have nothing to do with. However, that is when you hear something moving for the door. And you hear what sounds like footsteps. And you can't see anything, but a shadow is cast on the wall inside, and something grabs the handle, even though the door is, ajar. So you can hear flesh, maybe, grab the door handle on the other side and start to creak the door open. But then you feel yourself jarringly gasp awake. And you blink, you are doused in sweat, and you look around to take in whatever surroundings you can make out at the moment. And you see that you are lying in a pretty rudimentary hospital bed. Alone in this room. But you realize that you're awake, and you can kind of see daylight poking through. And the door creaking sound you heard the creaking of the door in your dream. You realize that the door to this room is opening. Someone is entering this hospital room you're in. And you see the first one through the door is Kit.
Oh, you're awake. Hold on. Kit, throws open the door and, steps to the side to let everyone else through first.
Sybil
Mason steps through.
comes running in. Oh my goodness, I thought the chupacabras had gotten you.
The what? What?
Chupacabras, obviously.
Her running
Okay.
through these chupacabras right now. You just have to go with it.
James looks immediately to Kit.
I'm not too well versed. Chupacabras are some kind of blood-sucking monster. Anyway, that aside, the attending physician said that you came in from the desert delirious last night. That's there were a few nights before, and last night we experienced the same thing.
Oh.
How are you feeling? It looks like Kit was about to ask something else, but then remembered himself and then went for the. How are you feeling?
Confused for the most part, but
Yeah, us too.
I guess he's gonna look over his body. Is there any kind of sign of harm?
No, you're just in you got your shirt on, your little over jacket's not with you. But you can see that it's like draped over a chair in the room. No immediate like wounds you see. Nothing, no harm. Maybe like a couple of bruises, nothing severe, like faint and fading that you don't remember having. What does strike you though is you are definitely wearing different clothes than you last remember wearing.
Different clothes.
Different clothes.
James, what's the last thing that you remember?
I was in the desert, I guess. I was drinking with Jackson and all of you, and then
desert. Okay, and Mason kind of sits down on a bed that's. Are all these beds? These beds are kind of like lined up next to each other, like a hospital. Yeah.
Yeah, there's like 3 in this room, but James is the only occupant of this room.
Okay, yeah. So Mason sits on a bed that's across from him,
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, okay, so basically, it's been about a week. None of us remember how we got here, and I got shot. And Mason pulls his shirt to the side to reveal that there is, in fact, wrapping with a little bit of like stained blood underneath. So you said you remember you were in a desert at some point. Do you remember anything past that? At all? Anything?
I had a weird dream.
Ooh.
Yeah, me too.
Me
Oh,
too.
you also
Got
had a
shot?
Wait, you did?
Yeah, I mean, it figures we popped up in the middle of nowhere.
Wait. Hold on. Dream's cool. You got shot?
Yes, I got shot.
By who?
I don't know. That's what we're trying to figure out.
God, do we wish we knew?
I don't even remember getting shot in the first place. I just remember waking up, and I remember that there's a hole like right here, and then I had to go get a suture twice.
We're all missing a week.
All of us.
all of us.
Sorry, Sunio. You were saying?
It's not important. It's just
It's probably important.
DM
Yes.
question that we didn't ask before.
Yes.
Was there a hole in Mason's shirt where the bullet wound was?
No.
And okay, just wanted to.
So that shot did not happen.
Yeah,
But the doctor still had blood on his
but the
fingers.
doctor still had blood on his
Kid
fingers.
still had blood on his fingers.
But there was no hole in my shirt when I
No
got
hole in
shot.
your shirt.
Okay. Is Mason wearing one of his nice shirts right now?
I mean, do you travel with how many nice shirts versus more ordinary shirts would you say Mason travels with?
Mason probably, like, when he went on the trip to... Yeah,
Yeah,
when he
bear
went
in
on
mind,
that
you
trip
have
to
the
Peru.
same luggage you have from Peru, so yeah.
Yeah. I'd say he had about 2 nice shirts there.
Mhm.
Is he wearing one of his nice shirts?
No, he's not.
Okay.
Definitely one of your more like general utility shirts.
Okay. Okay.
By the way, sorry, I don't want to interrupt the flow here, but point of order, you don't understand how hard it was for me to not have a nurse be in the room that once James woke up, be like, you're finally awake, I see. Todd Howard!
God damn
Hey,
it.
you're finally awake.
Yeah, but Kit did it for you, so.
Yeah, there you go. I'm glad. But anyway, yes. So yes, to answer your question, no,
Gets
there
a
was
storm
no
cloak.
bullet wound in. So no, there was no bullet hole or tear in the shirt that Mason was wearing.
Weird.
Well, to catch you up, we all woke up in the middle of the desert. We were inside a shack. We were all laying in a circle, and there was this burn mark on the floor that was between all of us, so that was pretty strange. Mason got shot, but I don't think that was recent. Kit, you had blood on your fingers, right?
Right, and I did do the suturing that existed on Mason's wound.
You had Mason's gun, also. For some reason, you had his gun.
did.
And, let's see here. Jackson's missing. We don't know where Jackson is, so that's a concern. Also,
James.
Yes?
I'm sorry, continue. Please, I just...
There was these weird... I know that,
Tire tracks?
Yes, tire tracks. There were tire tracks leading out into the desert, but it was dark, and we were not really equipped to be in the desert, so we came here instead of following the tracks. But there were tire tracks that were leaving from the shack, and there were all of the footprints. A lot of them seemed to be ours.
Okay.
Fine.
All right. That's about as much
A little
bad as...
overwhelming.
Big info
Yeah.
dump. Just one last thing for now. Do you have your gun on you by chance?
Well, you're not wearing your you don't have your under jacket holster on, but you do see that your jacket is draped over a chair in the room as well.
Do I have my gun though?
Well, yeah. Do
Is
you
it-
move?
is it
Do you
hung
move
up?
to get up and like? It's not like the gun's like propped up on the counter next to you. Do you get up to like look around through the belongings of yours are laid out near the bed?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So as you start moving, you realize that you are sore as hell and feel a little more like weak. Nothing like terribly like nothing doesn't feel broken, but you realize that you must have like been through the ringer somehow to like
Great.
you just,
Awesome.
it's like you've been hit by a truck. But you take a moment, you walk over to this area where you see your jacket and a few of your belongings. Yes, your gun is there. Your jacket, you kind of look through it. Your wallet is still there. And you take a look into your wallet just to make sure. Aside from the usual contents of your wallet, there are some noticeable differences from last you remember. First of all, I think the most primary one, there's a lot more cash in here than you definitely had last time you looked in your wallet.
Good.
And just for specifics, you are somehow $150 richer.
Ha
Mason's
Aside from
Awesome.
that, there are two little folds of paper that you or somebody just tucked into your wallet. Little like two different little slips of paper that have been folded up.
I'm gonna take those out and take a look at them.
Yeah, one of them is a folded up receipt from like a restaurant that you would get. It's a receipt from something called the El Ferral restaurant. Somewhere it says it's in Santa Fe. And it just lists five basically like dinner for 5 people essentially. It lists different dishes. It seems to be like of a Spanish affair based on like the words you see in there. It's like paella and a few other words come up. But yeah, you can kind of like look through there. It seems like this is enough food to feed like a group of 5 or 6 people.
Fucking James just kind of like counts to everybody in the room.
It's 5 of you. Yeah.
Since
And then
minus
the
Jackson.
other slip you pull out is a small little scrap of paper, with like just something written on it, which before you actually read it, you recognize it as your handwriting. All it says is Sunflower Bank 410.
That number again.
Sunflower. Why the fuck would I?
Wait. Did you say Santa Fe?
Oh, that's the receipt. I guess. Did we drink too much?
How far is Santa Fe from where we are?
Well, we're between Albuquerque and Santa Fe.
Yeah.
Santa Fe is north of us, and we were traveling through Albuquerque first, so it's as if we backtracked.
Yeah, from your understanding of your positioning, actually, you're basically like where you currently are, which is Madrid, is like an hour north of Albuquerque by modern standards, of course, of travel, and you're like a good 40 minutes to an hour south of Santa Fe. You're kind of like right in between, in the middle of the desert.
So we made it past Albuquerque and to Santa Fe, and then ended up going.
Which, by the way,
backwards.
point of order for those of you, which I think would be most of you, who would make yourself knowledgeable of what your itinerary for travel was for where the California Limited passed through. The Atchison, Topeka, and Santa Fe Railway does not go through Santa Fe. It actually goes around Santa Fe and stops in Las Vegas, New Mexico instead. But it never stops in Santa Fe.
So
How
we
did
have
we
to
go
get
to
off the
Santa
train.
Fe?
What are we doing in Santa Fe?
Apparently eating.
So we must have gotten off at Albuquerque, and that would explain the money that you got from the bounty, and then made our way to Santa Fe off the rail line, and then made our way here somehow.
That would make sense.
I mean, I've had crazy nights, but I've never been in a week-long bender before. What's today? What's the date? You said it's been a week?
It's been a
Today
week.
the 18th now.
Today is the 18th.
Technically,
wait,
no,
was
it's still
it-
the 17th because you guys came in at
Okay.
like 3 in the morning. So,
That was
Oh,
my
okay.
question. I was about to
Uh-huh.
ask.
and yes, James, last year, remember, it was the 10th.
Okay.
We're just as confused as you are, but from what it says on that little piece of paper, what did it say again? Sunflower
Bank, and then 410.
Sunflower Bank 410.
Kid?
Hmm.
The key that you have.
The key. Does this jog your memory at all, James? And Kit will produce the key with 410 on it and show it to James.
Do I remember that?
Doesn't jog your memory, but I mean, comparing the word bank and looking at this key, it looks like a standard safety deposit box key.
Maybe it's. I guess I have a deposit at this bank. Maybe that's mine.
But then why would I have the key to it?
You're
Just taking all of our stuff, apparently.
Maybe it's what we have from Peru.
Kit rolls his eyes significantly and just shoots a look at Sybil. Well, I guess someone has to keep in charge of important things.
all right.
Which
well,
brings me back to your gun. Can I see it for a second?
Why?
I'm not gonna fire at anything. I just need to see something, like a casing or something. Just
James hands it over.
Mason takes it. Is this the gun that shot me? From
No.
what I recognized from the casing before?
The James's gun is a 45 caliber bullet.
Yeah, I think we established last time that it wasn't.
It was like no one's. but I just wanted
However,
to-
James, now that your faculties are returning to you, you have your gun. Don't have Bosco's gun.
I gave Bosco's gun to Jackson. No, Jackson had his own gun. I had 2 guns on the
Wait,
train.
didn't you give it to Mason? Because of the
No,
9mm?
Jason had his own gun.
I got my own gun.
No, I had 2 guns. I just stored one away.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay, so I'm missing a gun.
Wait, what caliber did you say the gun was again?
The one
Whose
that
gun?
James has is a 45.
Yeah. Oh, 45. Okay.
Yeah,
But what about
the one you were shot by was a 32, I believe. Yeah,
32.
What
And you said I got shot by a revolver too, right? That
So I
it
mean, like a
seemed it
32
came from
caliber
revolver?
bullet is like a 32 caliber bullet. However, I'd say that you have enough soldiers in the group that you could probably differentiate. Like, oh, this one was probably fired from a revolver.
And we found the bullet too
Yeah.
at the shack.
Yeah. Bosco had a 32 caliber gun. However, it was an automatic handgun, not a revolver.
So,
Okay.
you done?
Yeah, sorry. And Mason hands him his gun back. I was just trying to see something.
Right.
Okay. So we wake up in the middle of bumfuck nowhere, no idea how we got there, no idea where we're going. There's a bar that's nearby. Do we want to go there for a minute?
I would like that very much.
Bar? Like a bar? Like a...
Like a bar.
It's a bar.
Good. Okay. Yeah, please.
Okay. So that's what we're gonna do.
Great.
Yes.
Yes, Sunil?
Before leaving, Sunil would like to ask one of the doctors if there's a phone anywhere in the vicinity.
Yeah, you talked to Doc Linwood, who was the guy who checked in on you this morning. Seemingly the head doctor, the only doctor in this hospital, really. He goes, "Oh yeah, go ahead, sure, use it." Like he holds out like a little, like he brings out like the phone from like the little office. Just goes, take your time, no worries. Glad to see that you're all up and about. That's nice. Like I said, don't worry too much about the beds. Just hope you folks are feeling better. But yeah, he passed the word on to you.
Sunil's gonna call Ford to Chicago, where he should have been in the first place.
Yeah, you call the institute. You get called for it, so you kind of like wait as you're getting routed around for a minute. And then you get like you reach the actual institute and you route to the right department. You're waiting for a minute. Line picks up and you hear, "Yes, hello?
Hello, it's Sunil Pandey.
Mr. Pandey! I was wondering when I'd hear from you next. How goes that lucrative excursion?"
Lucrative excursion?
Yeah.
I'm a bit confused. Sorry, I've had a crazy week. Maybe things are slipping my mind. What did I tell you that I was doing again?
Last time you rung me, it was 3 days ago now, I'd say. You told me that after your little delay, you were going to be actually heading up to Chicago within the week once you got a train ticket, but there was this extremely lucrative opportunity for our research that came up, so I said, well, yeah, I'll be damned. If it's something you think might be valuable to what we're going to study, by all means, take a look at it. And I was waiting to hear back on what the details might be.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You know me, a little flighty.
It's all right, Mr. Pandey. Like I said, I admit when you called me a week ago telling me that there was, like, gonna be a delay, that it was urgent, you sounded like you were in a rush or something. I was a little worried that you were flaking out of our, out of our research, but I when you called me again the next day, you explained that some situations had come up. You didn't really tell me what. I was annoyed at that. But you assured me that you were going to be there as soon as you could, and then as soon as you mentioned that this might be something that might benefit our research, well, let me tell you, I turned around completely. Not mad in the slightest, so I hope whatever it is you've been working on out there, Mr. Pandey, I'm very excited to hear about it whenever you get to Chicago. That being said, since I do want to get started as soon as possible, might you be able to tell me when, within the week, you're going to be getting here?
Things have run a little slow. I can't give you an exact date now, but I will as soon as possible, sir.
All right, Mr. Pandey, you've made this thing sound damn important, and I am interested. I'm definitely intrigued, and just please keep me more frequently apprised now. I'm a little upset that I spent money on the train ticket only for it to go to waste, but I understand from what you were able to explain to me, those circumstances were out of your control. So, all right.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, of course. Is there anything else I can do for you, Mr. Pandey? Anything you can tell me at all about the lucrative opportunity.
You know, I'm just gonna keep it a nice little secret. It'll be fantastic, sir. I'm sure of it. But I have to go now. I'm being called
All right.
away.
Well, I'll speak to you later. Damn it, Sunil, I'm interested. Just call me back soon, okay?
Dang it, I will. Thank you.
All right.
And then
Goodbye. Click.
he hangs up the phone. And he's just like,
How pale is please describe for the audience and your fellow cast and crew the progression of Sunil's expression and complexion during that phone call.
He heard 3 days and went like, huh? He immediately was like, what? 3 days? Okay. You know what? It makes sense. I'm generally responsible. I probably would have called somebody in 3 days ago. Lucrative opportunity. This was my lucrative opportunity. What is happening? Okay, well, apparently there's some money in whatever we're doing. I guess I should tell the group.
What?
Before
I did, huh?
but before we head off, so Mason left his room, right? So we don't know the status of the guy with the bandaged hands.
That's correct.
Guy
Okay.
with the bandaged hands.
Yeah. Because Sybil wants to know, but she's also like, why would they tell me? I am not a doctor. But I do know a doctor.
Yeah, because last night, Mason, I did it again. Mason did not bring it up, however, Kit did bring it up last night. Because it mentioned the whole bandage hands thing, because Sunil had mentioned something about hands and...
Yeah, we
Kit
hadn't
mentioned.
actually asked the doctor.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for the conversation about the bandage hands. I just saw the fella.
Mason, you sure you didn't leave anything in your room? And like Sunil's like wink nudging, and he's like looking like eyeing like everybody else. Like, you sure you didn't leave anything in your room?
Oh my god,
Mason-
I think he did. You know, that
Mason
thing that
totally-
you had.
Totally not getting the hint. Just no. I'm pretty sure I took everything.
No, Mason.
Yes.
Remember that thing that you had, your wallet. You forgot your wallet.
My wallet's right here.
Oh no, it wasn't the wallet. It was a.
Sybil grabs his hand. Come on, Mason, we're gonna go. Just check.
Okay.
What are you talking about? That's your wallet. That's my wallet. We need to go get your wallet.
My
We
money.
need to go get your
Because
wallet.
apparently you can't see things.
Mason finally getting it. Oh, my wallet.
Yeah, Mason, we need your wallet. You have
Matter
your
of
money in there. What are you
Matter of
doing with
fact,
my wallet?
Fuck it. I think I left my shoes too. Mason begins to walk back over.
The nurse at the front
that
desk
room.
has just been like looking at the group, just kind of like, okay.
Sorry, head injuries. We're all kind of
And
frazzled.
when Mason, you say like, I forgot my shoes, the nurse like leans over the counter and like looks down at your shoes as you walk back down the hallway.
Did I put my shoes back on when I got out of bed?
You probably put them on at some point when you were walking around a hospital. Yeah.
So let's go back to the room, guys.
Yes,
Let's go back to the fucking
After
room.
much telegraphing towards Mason, you drag him back to his little hospital room. That's correct. Where inside,
James closes the door, tosses Mason back his wallet. All right, so why did we come back to the room?
Kit just like
I don't know.
holds a finger up and just shh, and then like points to the bed that is occupied.
the guy in that bed is fully awake and just is looking at the group now after that entrance. It's there's just like kind of like a maybe like late 30s guy sitting there, just a simple shirt, a little dirty, a little sweat stain, but like he's got like thick bandages and gauze like wrapped around his hands. He just kind of holds up one mitten, just kind of like waves at the group as you guys like he's like, morning. Just looks
I
down.
recognize him.
Honestly, he does not like the figure in your dream was like noticeably male, maybe around the same age, but kind of formless. Like you really can't recall the details of that person physically all that well. But I mean, the gauze and bandages look strikingly similar, so that immediately just puts a little pit in the bottom of your stomach, just from seeing those. But you don't get like an exact visual on an exact likeness.
Do we recognize this fella?
Nothing jogs your mind. Nothing seems familiar about him.
Same here.
Same here. Same with you, James.
Sorry to disturb you. We're just Mason stayed here the night. We're just making sure he didn't leave something behind, right, Mason?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I gotta go check that. And Mason goes over to the bed and kind of begins to check the sheets and
the guy in the bed just goes, all right, well, no worries, I'm awake, not disturbing me at all, you're fine. Just kind of holds up the gauze hand and just, just goes back to like he's sitting up in the bed, like leaned partially up against the wall in like bedpost. He's kind of like laying there, but there's a little bowl of some kind of like maybe like thick oatmeal or some kind of porridge next to the bed that he kind of like turns to grab and just begins to like really fumble with the spoon. He really only has
James is gonna go right the fuck over and help.
Yeah, he really only has his like thumb to grab with because like his hands are gauzed up. So it's kind of watch him do this, and you walk up and you take the spoon from his.
Like, hold on, let me help you out, buddy. Come on.
You don't have to feed me,
buddy. Your hands.
Yeah, that's fair.
God, watch this motherfucker be Peter again, I swear to God.
Holds off his face. So, did you miss me?
Every single NPC is actually Peter Haas. All of them.
Hi there. Would you like a burger? I made it especially myself.
So James is gonna help this guy eat.
Yeah, he seems a little like put off by it, but like you're feeding him spoonfuls of oatmeal. He goes, thanks, friend. I appreciate that. It's embarrassing, but yeah, what can you do?
Brother, I've been in worse.
Not to be rude, I'm so sorry if this is invasive, but may I ask what happened?
Oh, I mean, nothing serious. At least Doc Linwood says that I'm gonna be just fine. But dermatitis or some kind of nasty rash. Just kind of got a little bad. Really dug into it. They've put some kind of ointment or salve or whatever they call and wrapped it up so I don't like scratch it up again. But no, my hand started to itch something fierce a few days ago. But no, I'm alright. I'm just looking forward to being able to get a paycheck again.
Ooh, well, I hope things get better.
Well, thanks. I mean, honestly, things are looking up for me. I'm gonna be on my way out of this town soon, so I'm looking forward to that. But thank you, I appreciate that.
So, my guess would be that you work at the mine, correct? This is a company town, right? So...
Yeah, that's correct. I work. Jerry Sanderson. I work for the Surreal's Co. Company, like everybody else in this town.
Nice to meet you. I'd shake your hand, but well.
Yeah. Well, you can't.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I shouldn't mention.
Is that the same mining company of the Spanish dude? No,
the Spanish dude. It was the Coronado Mining Company, which is what his was. These guys said this Cerrillos Coal Company. So, sorry, they said Cerrillos Coal Company, not. Yeah, it's the other one is Coronado Mining.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So, are you from this town, or?
Oh yeah, born and raised. My father was a coal miner, and his grandfather was a coal miner, in a different town. But they moved here when the company really was beginning to take off. My grandfather actually helped build a railroad spur in this part of the region, so I take a little pride in that.
Wow,
you should.
That's really neat.
Thank you very much. I can already tell by the way you're talking to me that you're not from this town, and I haven't seen you around.
I'm not at all.
What the? I mean, sure, Mr. Huber will call this the model coal town, but I have to ask you what brings you to this little rust bucket piece of shit.
We also wonder that, but it's fine.
No,
I like it, buddy.
I like it too. You fed me oatmeal, so I think we're off to a good start. No, I mean, all jokes aside, Madrid's a good, fine town, Mr. Huber. I'm used to talking about everything like, because I talk to locals, and Oscar Huber. He's the superintendent of the town, in the position by the company put him in. He's made Madrid pretty nice. He had this hospital bill and some other things like the ballpark and the schools, the employee club. Like it's all good. But I mean, I don't want to spend my life being a coal miner in the middle of fucking New Mexico. So,
I understand.
But you know.
Valid.
Yeah, well, things are on the look up for old Jerry Sanderson, so I'm looking forward to getting out of here once the money comes in.
What would
Wish
you
you
want to
luck there.
do? Like, once you leave?
You know, that's a good question. I'm thinking I might move somewhere less dry. Maybe Wyoming. I don't know. Maybe I'll work with the ranches up there. I don't know. Something. Less coal, more fresh air. Yeah. Trade out coal gas for manure gas, whatever they call it. Methane, I guess is the word. Yeah, well. Shit. Yeah. Well, no, I'm alright, though. Just the nurse in Dockland would say that this rash I got was a skin irritant. And it's going to take about a couple days or so, but I should be discharged by the end of tomorrow.
Any idea what caused it? Like something had to irritate your.
I mean, I work in a mine. Make a charm check, Sybil. Because this guy around
A charm check, you say.
Why not?
It's a guaranteed success half the time anyway.
Good success.
He goes, he looks at you like very conspiratorially. Something goes, yeah, I mean, you wanna hear a little secret, little lady? Can't tell anyone.
Absolutely.
He goes, well, okay, so I may have come upon something in the mine that I work at that may have been not optimal for me to handle my bare hands. I thought it was, I'm used to grabbing bundles of coal, but let's just say for keeping it a little on the hush-hush, I can get a hefty payout from my boss. So just, yeah. Hell of a thing. I mean, I kept a little chunk of it. I don't think he knew that, but apparently it was a skin irritant. So, there was carnitite, I think is what it's called, or something like that. Yeah, tan, kind of greenish. It's a neat looking rock. 'Cause I thought it was some kind of sediment. I thought it was pretty. Took a chunk, but my boss, Nelson Warner, he's the overseer over at the Morgan Jones mine here in town. One of the many mines here in Madrid. Told me that if I just keep that discovery on the hush-hush, that I'd be fairly compensated, and gave me some figure estimates, and I was like, oh, I can get out of town with that. But I think it's something to do with the fact that Warner's, you know, he's always been kind of the conniving sort, you know? I think this, I mean, like, I did a little research of my own, you know, out of sight, because, like, I mean, I'm not going to go into too much detail, but, I think this is something to do with some suited officials that have been coming to Madrid lately. They're either with the company or the government's my estimate, but they've been talking with Mr. Warner a lot on the more discreet side. Overheard Mr. Warner on the phone once talking about some kind of lucrative deal or something of that variation. I didn't never heard any other specifics, but I remember him saying the word the carnitite, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck that word means. So I went over to the high school over here, and me and the librarian have had a fling. We've been sweet on each other, gone out a couple times, and with her help, I did a little research myself. I found out that this carnitite is one of those uranium sediment rocks that they use for, like, radium company harvesting. So I was like, oh, ka-ching, you know? Very expensive, wealthy stuff. And if you ask me, I think Mr. Warner is trying to keep that discovery on the hush-hush from the Cerrillos Coal Company because he's trying to cash out with one of those Chicago-based radium companies. But that's just my theory.
His hands are gonna melt. His hands are gonna go kaput.
Right, just flashback to fucking Chernobyl.
Sunil's having like hot flashes in his head. He's just like, oh shit.
guys, this poor guy's entire two hands are just cancers. Like,
Do Do any of you taste metal, partners? I'm kidding. I'm kidding. He doesn't say that. He doesn't say that.
And then he proceeds to seize.
Oh my god.
No.
Why do I taste copper?
Well,
So-
I mean, good news for you being able to possibly good for you, hands aside.
Yeah, right? Yeah, well, from what the doctors say, that this rash will abate in a few days. Skin irritation or something like that.
Hopefully.
Indeed. Well, that's an exciting discovery. I will definitely keep it hush hush. though.
Jordan is laughing so fucking hard on his camera, like trying to hold it back. Like it is.
He's like, yeah, it's just gonna be better after a couple days, bro. You're gonna lose that shit after a couple days. What are you talking about?
Direct uranium.
That's radioactive.
Oh my god.
Man held a piece of Chernobyl for a minute.
Right?
No, it's not that bad.
I'm exaggerating, but nonetheless, he's cancer.
Dude's gonna get a lot of cancer, a lot of tumors.
That shit gonna spread into
But
his
yeah,
arms.
all things
Yeah.
considered, I mean, what can you do? It's just good old-fashioned mining capitalism and opportunistic behavior from the bosses and the overseers. But anyway, I mean, what can you do? Like I said, I'm looking forward to my payout so I can put this life behind me and put this town behind me. I'm not exactly the sort who, like, believes in ghost stories, and a whole town that believes in ghost stories is really fucking exhausting, let me tell you what.
Oh, you
Ghost
got some
stories.
Oh, you
Sybil looks even more interested than she's just like, go on.
There's two primary reasons people come to Madrid. I thought, I mean, coal mining and ghost stories. I mean, come on. I thought that was one of the reasons. I mean, if you guys weren't here for one, you'd be here for the other. But no, I don't buy into any of that, so I don't pay it much mind. But yeah, I mean, there's a few. I mean, if you want ghost stories, talk to the boys over at the Mine Shaft Tavern. They definitely spread tales. Place is supposedly haunted, but I don't believe in no ghosts.
Fair enough. Well,
Fair enough.
I wish you luck on your adventures. It sounds like you got yourself a nice little jackpot, whether that is a blessing in disguise or not.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it. But remember, just don't go spreading the word around. I was
Oh.
told I
Word.
kept this a secret. Yeah.
My
Okay.
lips are sealed, and she winks.
Actually, you said you still, and Kit sort of like drops his voice even lower. You still had a piece of that. Maybe. Kit sort of pauses. Just as a medical professional, maybe keep it off your person as much as possible.
Well, I figured that since I was handling it barehanded, that might be the responsible for my dermatitis. That I'd just be handling it with gloves, very careful like. And I was thinking that once I get out of town, I'll just maybe like drop it in for a solid buck myself. At if I ever pass through a part where any folks might be interested in buying a mineral like that.
I think scientists like that kind of thing.
Yeah, those science folk. I mean, I'm probably gonna drop
Drop it off at any university.
Yeah, something like that. They could probably use it as a paperweight.
Screams in modern day person hearing this.
Like, try and not to think.
I'm screaming in modern day person, so Neil is screaming in person who researches this shit.
Like, I'm over here trying, like, I know all of this shit. I'm over here trying to think as James, who doesn't know a fucking lick of it.
I'm like,
Like-
I was like, I'm sure it's probably really cool.
Yeah, like, that's where James is right now. He's, like, thinking, some weird form of gold or some shit.
I don't know.
Um,
Maybe no. Sybil probably wouldn't. I don't know. She almost has a college degree, but that doesn't necessarily mean you know about that shit.
She didn't
No.
spend any time in the science
No.
hall.
Absolutely not. Like, there's no fucking way that she finds that shit so boring.
Well, Mr. Allen, did you find you didn't leave anything behind, did you?
No, it looks like I got everything from before. Shoes included.
I like to think
So,
that
yeah.
during this entire conversation, Mason was just like discreetly like taking off his shoes, took off a sock, threw it under the bed. It's like I found a sock. Just like... Man.
No, but Mason did like start to put his wallet like inside the pillow, and he's like, no, everyone can fucking see me.
Yeah,
What am I
yeah,
doing?"
yeah.
Like the wallet that fucking James tossed to him when he fucking entered.
Oh, speaking of which, do I have money in my wallet? I never checked my wallet.
You're a little bit lighter than you last were. Nothing that's like noteworthy to jot down on your
Fuck.
paperwork, but you've spent some money.
Okay.
Doesn't
Is there
like
anything else in my wallet?
No.
Okay. Okay. Cool. Neat. And
To
cool.
be honest, I'm like not. James is not one to look a gift horse in the mouth, but I'm just over here like I had to exchange goods and/or services.
Well, Mr. Allen, if you're not missing anything, Mr. Sanderson, thank you so much for your patience. We'll get out of your
Thank you for
hair.
the conversation, and thank you, buddy, for feeding me oatmeal. That's fucking hard with this shit.
Yeah, I figured.
Yeah,
I figure a nurse would be in here keeping an eye on you, especially.
she brought
if
it
they're just
by,
drop
and
it
I
off.
said, no, I can handle myself, and she left,
Huh.
and...
handle.
Triple
Said Jordan
penalty
the
dice
player.
for the night. Triple penalty.
Said Jordan the player. Said Jordan the player. Not Mason. Mason didn't say it.
Yes, I know.
Well, there's no shame in asking for help.
I suppose, and I guess I'll be out of this town soon enough, so don't worry. I'll be a bit more vocal that I need help feeding myself.
Thank
Just
you.
take care of
He kind of like
Sanderson.
takes like the like he's very gauzy. He's kind of like rubs his like some of his knuckles against his palm, like he's trying to scratch, but he can't. So he's just trying to like dig in and
you
just
shouldn't
really
do
just
that.
kind of like.
buddy,
It's probably for
come
the
on.
best you don't.
All right, I'll try. It's hard as hell though.
It's why they got those on there. Trust me, it's gonna
Yeah,
itch, but
fine,
just leave it be.
It's like a dog cone.
Just put cones around his individual hands. Just,
I mean, you won't be able to like touch.
Just like bapping the fucking cones together, like trying to get
with
your
our
hands.
powers combined,
We make the Michelin Man.
we make the Michelin. Yes, amazing.
But yeah, well, I'm gonna go ahead and leave you be. I don't know about the rest of them. Mason, did
Yeah,
you
I
find
think-
your things yet?
No, I got all my shit. We're good to go.
All right.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Ah, pleasure
Nice
meeting
to
you
meet
too.
you.
Likewise.
Right.
Well, you folks have a good day. Enjoy Madrid for what it's worth.
You too.
We'll do our
Thank you.
best.
Yeah.
It's
and
like,
so yeah, what's up, Sunil?
I was gonna say right after they walk out, Sunil just kind of goes, "Well, now I know why I'm here."
Kid sort of pauses and looks over at Sunil. So, you mentioned that you took some medical courses, right?
I did.
Now, I don't have too much experience with radium, but I have experiences with X-rays, and Kit sort of
That
lets
shit's
that
crazy.
yeah,
It's like I don't know how to verbalize in Sunil's voice how much radium like is a thing with him, as in like he's It's not as safe as we try to pretend like it is.
Right. I know there are a lot of treatments, and Kit sort of like pauses and looks at everyone else. So, that's your is that your area of study, or
For the most part, that's why I was going to the institute in Chicago.
oh, fascinating. Like I said, I'm not one to deal with that sort of, well, hopefully more theoretical thing, but I've seen enough, I've seen what
Yeah.
those vans could do to people who weren't trained on them back in the war, so it's not something to trifle with.
Yeah. It's whew. But right. Well, at least now we have a sense of direction. A little one, tiny one. We should still probably go to that bar.
Oh, absolutely. Ghost
Yeah.
stories and drinks. I am here for it.
Yeah, as you
Yeah,
guys like step out
please.
of like this little hospital, which is like a one-story kind of hospital, James, since you weren't here for the description last session. Stepping outside, it is hot. Not unbearably hot. This is, after all, in New Mexico in the spring, so it is not as bad as it's gonna get. It's very warm outside, though, very bright. Sunny, clear, blue sky day. You can kind of see that this town, this place called Madrid, which is literally spelled Madrid, it's just pronounced Madrid, is kind of nestled here in the middle of the desert, like between some like hills, small rocky bluffs. You can kind of make out like the vast plumes of coal smoke from a refinery that's like built nearby, a few actually, so you can kind of like see these like trails off into the sky. But yeah, you're kind of out here in like the middle of the town proper. And you can see rows of buildings. So yeah, the day is yours.
Well,
To the bar.
to the bar.
Yeah, it's very easy to find your way around there, and the streets are on the lesser occupied side. There are some like, you know, younger folks out. For everyone but James, you saw a lot of men in mining gear walking towards what you assume will be like the mines. So it seems like most of the actual men in the town are off working, but there are still some people out and about. Very easy, you find your way to the Mine Shaft Tavern, which has a big giant sign outside of it that just says in black, you know, painted lettering, Mine Shaft Tavern. It's like, the building itself is like a hybrid between like what looks like some kind of like saloon and like a more modern, like cheap rural town bar, but definitely an older building. And you know, little stairs lead up to a little balcony on it out front. Couple people hang around here, but it seems pretty unoccupied. If you guys walk up to it, you walk inside, kind of poke your head in, look around. The tavern is nothing too special, nothing too detailed. You know, you see there's a few round tables, chairs, wooden chairs kind of placed around them. There's a standing bar, so there are no stools by this bar. It seems the couple of people that you do see in here, while some of them are sitting down at some of the tables in here, there are a couple of men who are leaning up against the bar, just standing. And you know, there are non-alcoholic drinks primarily on display here, but what I'd say any of you who is well versed enough in Prohibition era alcohol, jugs of what you are definitely assuming to be moonshine on display behind the bar. And yeah, there's a middle-aged, portlier guy here, who's just kind of cleaning down like out glasses. He got like a simple linen shirt on, suspenders, pants, little spectacles, and like a bulbish red nose. But yeah, I mean, this place is pretty quiet, unassuming. Nothing really loud or bustling going on.
Do I recognize the bar at all?
Nothing about this seems familiar.
Thank God.
Are there any Lesters in this bar?
Most
What the fuck
important.
is Lester?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry
Don't worry
about
about
it.
Oh my God. I'm going to the bar.
Do we recognize anybody in the bar?
Nobody.
This
Cool. Just
Fucking
wanted
James,
to get
take
out of
it.
the way just in
You walk
case.
up to the bar. The guy looks at you and goes, "Hey there, friend. How can I help you?"
Hey there, buddy. Heard that I can get something special here.
Yeah, you could say that. What do you have a preference for?
Something darker.
Most
Strong.
of what we produce is clear, but I'll find what I can that's darker for you. 1 second. And he roots around.
Don't matter if it's dark as long as it's strong. I'll say that.
Oh, I can guarantee all of this is homebrewed. Pours you like a small glass of. To say it's dark is a lie, but to say it's clear is also a lie. It's more tan and a little paler. So he just kind of like places it in front of you and goes, "There you go." No, we'll tell anybody, of course.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Not
One of
this
the
day and age.
benefits of not being an incorporated town is less law enforcement. So enjoy that while it lasts. First one's on the house for an out-of-town gentleman like yourself who looks like he needs a thirst quenched.
I appreciate that.
Of course.
Although, I might have a few friends coming along with.
I was about to say, anything I can get for you.
Sybil is just like, sits down. I would like one.
So to say you sit down, do you literally pull a chair to the bar and sit down? Because there
Yes.
are no stools.
Oh, there's sorry. I don't know.
You're good. You're good.
Just me. Yes, I would also like one of the things.
I'm imagining her just kind of like
She's
peeking
not
up.
that short.
She's not Kristen height.
Yeah.
Said I've never had moonshine before. I'll try it.
He goes, oh, all right, little miss, here you go. Slaps another cup of just some moonshine for you as well. Whoever wants some can easily get some. And he goes, cool.
How local is the local stuff?
It is made locally. Some of it is made. My neighbor makes the most of it, but really anybody gives their hand. The company really. What's the word I'm looking for? Advises locals to partake in home brewing, you know. Take the edge off. Mining's a
Good way
hard
to keep
business,
up
and
on
who am I to judge? After all, it's business, and also we have a supply in surplus. So please take your time, have a nice drink, but it'll put hair on your chest. So be careful.
Absolutely.
Stuff.
And Mason takes a sip.
It's like drinking
strong
pure
is this?
gasoline.
I'll drink to that, bro. Oh, whoa.
Would
Just-
you believe?
Couple hits on the back.
Would you believe 500 proof? No, he doesn't say that.
Oh!
James
Oh,
just
that's
like
like a punch
hits
to the
Mason on
face.
the
I
back.
need it. And Mason takes another stronger sip. Hold on.
I'm sorry, Sunil's just like looking at Mason right now. Like he saw him take the first sip and then like pushed his glass a little bit further away, but then he saw him take the second sip and like made the most incredulous like he's just like what okay.
You don't seem to drink much, do you, Sunil?
Did Sunil get denied a drink?
No, Sunil did not get denied the drink.
He did not get denied a drink.
What were you trying
He
to say
just saw
there?
Mason completely die for a second and then like second thought whether or not he wanted to try this. You know what? He shrugs, takes a sip up and just goes, huh.
Out. Water on the side. Or that works.
There you go. But, Mason, seems like you need to take a couple tips.
Hey, taking more sips. Yeah.
I
It's
say
burns.
Mason's face is.
It burns all the way down and long after. So
Damn right it does.
supposed to.
And Mason's like. It's amazing how fast someone can get so sweaty. So quick.
Not in this climate, it isn't.
But he's drinking, and he's enjoying it. He's not just like forcing it down because he's in front of the cool guys, but he's genuinely enjoying it. It's like someone taking a fucking like torch and just right in the throat, but it's hurts so good.
Now remind me on Mason's build. He's like a relatively big guy, right?
Well, he's not like
He's a twink.
Oh, is it like
simultaneously.
I'm sorry.
my build is how I get paid. Thank you very much.
Listen, the look you gave me, like the absolute like solemn look you gave me by having to admit that your character was a twink.
I designed him that way.
It's fine.
He's a prostitute. What did you expect?
No one's saying that's bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just calm down.
Yeah, he's a twink. He's not big,
Jordan
but
just
he's
hears the word twink and like tenses up.
no, it's because of fucking Phil, man.
Okay. So like to
Anyway.
answer my question,
Phil's-
he's more slender than he is like built. Right?
he's got a swimmer's build, but he does have muscle on him.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Swimmer's build.
All right.
He's a twink, and he gets paid big bucks for it. He's premium.
You know the reason I ask, right? With how alcohol contends with fat and all that kind of
Oh
stuff.
no, I know.
Okay, because like James is trying to get a read of like Should he be this much of a lightweight, or is this very strong?
So I guess my better question is exactly: is Mason keeping it to a glass, or is it the one he has, or is he ordering more of this stuff?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Ruh-roh.
Sorry, I need the audience to know that Jordan looked directly into the camera when he said that.
We'll see how this conversation goes. But with how strong that shit is, Mason's going to get a water next. he needs a fucking water.
It's a mining town. There's no water here.
No, there's definitely water.
It's in New Mexico.
What's water? No, the guy.
Water? I'm sorry. The drinks can be on the house. The water is like $3.50.
Yeah, well. No, well, the barman's been watching all of this transpire with a look of, like, amusement on his face. But as you guys are kind of drinking, he just eventually breaks. He goes back to cleaning, kind of breaks the ice moment later, goes, "So, what brings you folks to Madrid? If you don't mind my inquiring, of course."
I really know.
We were actually a little lost before, but, yeah, we ended up finding a place that's nearby, and this is that such place.
Well, welcome. Hope you, yeah, I mean, if you want any food, I'll definitely get something for you.
I would absolutely like some food.
What can I get you?
What do you have? What do you have?
Hold on. He, like, digs up and, like, finds, like, a paper menu and, like, passes it over to you and goes, I mean, standard fare. This isn't, like, a special fancy place.
I mean, anything's fancy if you make
Sandwich?
It
I'll take a sandwich.
right.
Roast
Sandwich.
beef? Roast beef okay with you?
Yeah.
Works for me.
Sure, I'll get 2 roast beef
I like
sandwiches
roast
out right
beef.
quick.
And
Renee!
Mason kind
He
of,
calls over his shoulder. 2 roast beef!
Tell you what. If there's anything else that we could have, I know the little lady likes ghost stories.
Oh, is that right? Is that right? Well, you certainly come to the place for it. I wouldn't say that the folks in Madrid are superstitious. Yeah, superstitious or anything. However, we've had our fair share of experiences. Now, believe it or not, I myself have seen a ghost, little miss. That is right. That is right. There is one, there's a few that I've heard about. I've only ever seen one, had experienced one myself, but in the town, there's, for example, the cowboy and a native who can be seen walking down the road in the middle of the night sometimes. Just, some people say they're just standing there arm in arm, walking down the road. Never seen it myself, but heard plenty of stories. But the one I've experienced.
Friends.
Yeah, ghost friend, that's cute.
Oh my gosh,
That's cute.
Okay,
No,
go
the
on.
one I experienced, and I shit you nay, is that a couple years prior, me and old Sam Nelson were out in here having a drink after hours, taking some time off, and it was a storm outside. It was a rainy day, one of the very few. It was very windy, and I noticed that the bathroom door to the men's room back over there, that door right there, began to just open and close and open and close. Now, old Sam turned to me and said, "Oh, Don, that's just the wind. It's a storm outside." But then the door to the kitchen began to close, and that one is latched when it's shut. So it began to open and close, open and close. And then I saw floating right here over the spot you're standing at, little miss, an orb, a small, luminous ball of light, blue in color, floating right here in the rafters above where you're standing. And then, just as quickly as I had seen it, it was gone.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to
Now-
sneak itself for free alcohol.
Yeah, well, now some of my other people I keep around here who help clean up have also told me that they've had glasses fly off the shelf, bottles break when they're not looking. I'm telling you, people have seen ghosts in this town. But if you want some more stories, feel free to talk to any of the locals from the miners. I don't know the stories too well myself, but there's been stories about something in one of the mines that's got a few of those Morgan Jones workers all abuzz. So
Ooh. I will have to talk around.
I
Thank
hope
you.
it is fitting to your sensibilities.
Oh, I am absolutely pleased.
Well,
Thank you so
glad
much.
to hear that. Glad to hear that. Anything else I can
Well,
get you
just-
folks as these sandwiches are on the way, or are you all pretty good? Not too hungry?
Just a sandwich
Oh.
will do me fine.
Sandwiches?
You know, can I also get a sandwich and the water?
Yeah, can do. What's water? No, he doesn't say that. Oh, yeah. Points at Kit and Sunil. Anything for either of you?
Sandwich would be fine, thank you.
All right.
I'd like to try a sandwich.
All right. All right. Well, help Renee get those out for you real quick. It's a little bit of a lull right now, so you just holler if you need anything from me, okay?
Heard that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Welcome to Madrid. And we're going to go to a quick break.
Yay!
So, don't go anywhere. We will be back here in a moment to see what else transpires. So, yeah. Stay tuned.
In Flanders Fields by John McCrae. In Flanders Fields the poppies blow, between the crosses row on row that mark our place, and in the sky the larks, still bravely singing, fly, scarce heard amid the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders Fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you, from failing hands we throw the torch, be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders Fields.
And welcome back, everybody. All right. Sorry, excuse me. Sorry that the break took a little longer than usual, but we're back on track here. So yeah, we left off with the 1920s disaster gang. So now you guys, for the sake of, pacing, everyone gets food. You have a table here at the Mine Shaft Tavern, and you're all sitting around. So and things are quiet and peaceful, and nothing bad is happening at all. But yes, picking up where we left off.
Right.
So whatever you guys want to talk about, you're welcome to.
Mason.
Mm-hmm. Says Mason while he's eating.
You, I shared my dream with the group earlier, and you said that you had something go on as well?
Oh yeah, but I'm pretty sure that whatever it was probably just because of all the fucked up shit that was going on. That was really weird. Kit, Sybil, did we ever run into a guy called Lester when we were in Peru?
No.
No, I don't think
weird.
so.
It's
Excuse
not really
me,
a
what
Peruvian name.
the
The
was
fucker
that
was
name?
all in my dreams, and we were at a diner. He was making food, and it was probably part of the weird dream. I don't.
What
Lester.
was the name? Lester? There was a
Yeah.
Lester in my dream as well. A little creepy? Just a
Mason
little bit?
tenses up because he knows what this means. It's not just a bad dream; it's something supernatural. So now Mason's like, "Oh shit!"
Hey, Mason,
Hmm?
with that revelation, make a sanity check.
Oh fuck me!
Night, baby!
Let us go!
And same for you, Sunil, because you two are
Okay.
realizing you're sharing a dream, and that's really freaky for you too. Ha ha ha!
Oh my god, finally!
Did he do it?
Finally, he passed me!
What a man!
He
And you both
finally
succeeded.
succeeded
Okay,
a sanity
so
check.
Neither of you take
Fuck.
any sanity damage. Oh my god, beautiful,
I'm so
glorious
proud.
day. I'm proud.
What a beautiful day.
Blessed session. Can't wait to make it worse.
God,
Anyway,
the cursed words Mason make a sanity check. Continue.
Mason, with rolling a hard success on his sanity check, stops eating his sandwich for a minute. Well, shit. And then he takes a bite out of his sandwich.
So you're sharing dreams then?
Lester. The Lester in your dream. Very, very clean shaven, short hair.
He was correct.
Weirdly kind look to him. Spoke like this the entire time?
The entire time.
The entire time. What the fuck? Well,
he was.
Gotta be one thing. It's demons.
Demons?
Looks like Kit like leans
Yeah, all right,
forward
buddy.
a little.
I can't believe
Excuse
you
me.
made the demons thing
I
canonical.
can't believe you made demons canon.
Demons.
James,
Mason's
like
continuing to eat his sandwich.
that fucking outburst of laughter. James actually did that.
Kit like rolls his eyes, but also one hand like strays to one of his pockets at the same time. It's not demons, come on.
Oh, we can only hope it's
Or
demons.
a demon.
I think I'd rather
Think
hope that
about-
it's not demons.
You know,
Think
let's
about
go.
it. We all woke up in a circle. There was some sort of fire or something, or explosion, in the middle of that circle. We don't remember anything that happened the week prior. This sandwich is fucking
Mason.
great.
Mason,
Hmm?
could you please swallow your fucking food if you're gonna talk?
Mason takes another
Actually,
bite.
no, now that Mason mentions it, Peter, Mr. Haas, the German fella, Kit elaborates for James and Sunil. He said that something followed us from Peru.
I thought it was just the mask giving him the heebie-jeebies. Probably doing some supernatural reconnaissance or
Right.
whatever the fuck.
I didn't really get that impression because Haas brought it from Peru, but he mentioned that something followed. Kit sort of pauses. You know, let's go back to the chupacabra theory, right, Sybil? That just
I mean,
James is looking over at Sunil right now. Just
Sunil looks at James. He's just like, I still don't know what's going on with this whole Peru thing, but I'm willing to hear out the demons thing.
we told you about.
rolls
Peru,
eyes.
right?
Told us about what?
Peru.
Peru.
I heard there were vampires and a cult.
Well,
Yes and yes. A little bit.
so how familiar are you with United States history, or mostly history of the North and South American continent?
I'm from England.
Good. Kit like
Fair enough answer.
turns his focus to James.
I'm from Kansas.
Right.
Okay.
So Spanish sent over, one might call them conquistadors. Those conquistadors found something, gold that cursed them to be what Sybil would call vampires. Exactly. She was correct in her very initial assessment, which one might say was very astute of her.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
Bastards lived for a long time.
very astute. So, unfortunately, the expedition we went on to go into the jungle to go find this treasure in Peru, it was interfered with, perhaps orchestrated by one of these conquistadors. Now, keep in mind, the conquistadors, were around in the 1400s. Kit pauses. And one of them was along for the expedition, as far as we could tell. Kit coughs. Well, the name matched, at least. So we had a man that fed off the life essence of other people. Anyway.
Does James look like incredibly skeptical?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Mason looks over to James and just like, well, like what was once the silly sandwich eating shit was just turned very serious now because he's now reliving the last 3 weeks of his life. I get it. You know, you think that's all. This all seems bullshit, huh? You think like there's some crazy drug trip or something, opioids, whatever the fuck. I wish it was a joke.
Calm down, Mason. I ain't saying nothing. Y'all.
Your face is enough. I understand.
I am not one to say anything on the subject. You may continue y'all's figuring out of whatever is going on. I know just about as little as you. Whether or not I believe in vampires does not correlate.
You remember that that thing that Mr. Haas, Peter the German, was talking about, that thing in his suitcase? He was talking about a maggot and a mask. Do you remember that? An artifact. The thing that was in his brain. Yeah?
Wow. Right. Crazy guy talking, saying he had something stuck in his head. Yeah.
Right. The mask was from Peru, and Kit pauses and looks significantly towards Sybil and Mason. And both Sybil and Mason saw things when they put on the mask, things that couldn't be explained otherwise. And as for the maggot, well, you may think that it's ramblings of a madman, but when you cut a maggot like that out of someone's stomach, well, it becomes a lot more real.
Alright. Well, apparently y'all have had some experiences.
There's some shit going down. Pardon if... Sorry. It's just...
It's okay.
Something's happening. Something's wrong. Something must have followed us from Peru, like Haas said, and frankly, I'm sorry that you two got involved in all this.
I assure you I'll be fine. I seem to be better off than when I had apparently last unconscious. Look, if it's all the same to you, I can move on from any of this at any given point in time. The only reason I haven't yet is because frankly, I like y'all. I don't have any reason to yet. But you're starting to freak me out with a bit of the crazy talk.
Well, I'll stop with it then.
That's a logical feeling to have. Just
one might say I'm a logical guy.
Yeah, I can tell. I want to get home. You know, I'm sure everyone does. Frankly, these last 3 weeks have been some of the worst of my life. But I'm hoping that they can be better. Yeah?
Sure, they will be. Look, just because we're a bit shaken up, fucking lost a week. I mean, I've lost a few days before, but not so much a week.
And we
But,
all did at the same time. The last
Yeah,
thing
well,
that
we all drank last time I fucking remember. So, what if we just never stopped? And what we're remembering are just memories flooding back from whatever we did. Maybe we just, once we got to Albuquerque, celebrated, fucking made our way up to wherever we went, got food, came back, I don't know, came back for the train.
No, the California Limited doesn't go through here. The Spur is something else completely. Kit
Well,
pauses.
what I'm saying is it's definitely possible we went from Albuquerque up, and now we're just on our way back, and now we're coming down from whatever party we were having.
See,
It's
but the
very
problem
possible.
is, we were ditched in some sort of location that was in the middle of bumfuck nowhere. All of us lined up in a circle with some sort of weird chemical explosion in the middle. That doesn't sound like some sort of fucked up ritual to you? Does that sound like a whole week-long bender?
It sounds like something fucking happened, but I don't know what.
all
I don't know. Say demons.
all that aside, I think our most current, most reliable lead is Sunil. And Kit turns to look at Sunil. You said that you had research, you had interest in sort of this town, this topic. Yes?
Well, apparently, I made a phone call to my supervisor 3 days ago, and I told him that I had a lucrative business venture down here, and that's why I'm here. And from my understanding, lucrative sounds exactly like whatever they're digging up is.
What is it, Conatite?
Was it? Yeah, carnotite.
Huh. So,
So I guess we need to find the man who the head. Oh goodness, I wish I was better with names.
Super.
Yes.
Mr. Oscar Huber. He would be the superintendent of the town from what Jerry said. Sorry, Mr. Sanderson said.
Well, if that's our lead, I mean, whether it's demons or just capitalism, there's something going on here. And I quite frankly, well, one, I can't leave without figuring it out. I made a big promise. And two, I think it would do you all well to figure it out as well.
Well, we're missing a friend, so
We should also find Mr. Elias.
yes, we are missing.
Yeah.
Jackson.
And as fun as the whole conversation has been, I am a bit curious about that key.
Oh,
Apparently
right.
Well, yes.
Apparently, I found it significant enough to write down, so
And
I'll look into that. And I'll help you find your friend. You seem very nice. Before I start, moving on to the next. Would you mind if I held on to that key by chance?
Kid sort of like pauses and hesitates a little bit, but after that split second, hands over the key. Yeah, no, sure, take it.
Thank you very much.
Hopefully it's for that what was it, Sunshine something bank
the
in Santa Fe.
Sunflower Bank or
Flower. Yeah.
if I find out what's going on with it, I'll let you know. I figured I was going to ask around, see if that was a bank nearby.
410.
410.
Probably the security box.
Well, so looks like the Morgan Jones mine is the place with the stories, the place with the weird things happening.
Y'all haven't asked around for Jackson yet, have you?
No, not yet.
No.
Have
Uh,
some fun.
That should also be done.
And he, after finishing off his glass, he looks over to the barkeep. Goes, excuse me, sir. I might have some more things that I need to figure out real quick. You don't mind helping me out?
More than happy to get assist you, sir. What can I do for you? The barkeep walks over your table, like cloth in hand, cleaning a glass.
So we're not very familiar with the area. There's two things I need to know really. One, do you know the Sunflower Bank?
Kind of like furrows his brow. There's not a bank here in Madrid, sir. Most transactions happen through the company's store. Nearest bank? My best bet would probably be in Santa Fe or Albuquerque.
All right.
Los Cerrillos to the north is a ghost town, so you won't find anything there at all. But I mean, I don't personally get out much, so sorry.
Well, appreciate what information you got, and
of course.
You gotta understand it's we're traveling through, and we've had a bit of a wild week, right? We're kind of missing a friend of ours.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. When did you get separated?
We're honestly, it's all a bit of a haze for me.
Fair enough.
But would you happen to see him around? His name is Jackson Elias, and I give him his description.
Yeah, you described me as well. I definitely get a lot of miners in here, but no fella in a tweed suit smoking a pipe with a fedora. Name doesn't ring a bell either. Sorry.
I figured he'd stand out enough to ask.
Yeah, sorry.
No worries. Appreciate you, buddy. And
yeah. You want me to take
hand
these
him a
plates
buck.
for you? Are you done? Oh, well, thank you. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. All right.
I'm just about done.
Thank you.
Yeah, used plates, glasses. Well, anything else I can get you folks? We're probably gonna get an influx of early lunch miners coming in here for a little bit. Just letting you know, so things are about to get a little busy. If you need anything, just holler. And he starts
Tell you what, I'll take one more shot of the local stuff.
all right, your funeral. He walks back around the bar and starts to clean up and get that arranged for you. We'll drop that off a moment later.
Yep. All right, so Jackson hasn't been through here.
I wonder.
The man sticks out like a sore thumb. I'm sure anywhere you go and ask if anyone's seen him, they'll be able to point you in the right direction.
My worry is that the right direction was actually those tire tracks that were heading opposite of this town.
Which direction?
North.
North.
Toward the where he said it was a ghost town?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, and towards north of Madrid is. I mean, yeah. I'd say that this is something that you could easily find a map for, so I'm not gonna like narrate you to go find a map for this, but like, yeah, abandoned ghost town of Los Cerrillos up to the north, and then Santa Fe is even further north than that.
Gotcha.
No.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's ask around first, and if no one can find him, then I guess whatever tire tracks those were, probably the next best guess.
Yeah, so we'll ask around here first, figure out what it is that Mr. Penday is here for, and we'll head north, I guess.
I guess I'll go by the store. He said if you need to take any money out, that'd be the place. So see if they have any kind of safe system that's, deposit boxes. See if I can't find a place for this key.
Sounds good. I might stay here. I might just talk to the miners and see if we can, at the very least, ghost stories, right?
No stories.
Ghost stories.
Ghost stories.
I mean, shit. We could be unwrapping a kidnapping situation here.
Ooh! Oh my gosh. What if he's been kidnapped and we all have to rush to save him? And then we have to, like, kick down a door? And then we have to beat all the bad guys who have taken Jackson hostage? Oh my gosh, that would be so cool. I wonder if I'll... Oh my gosh.
You're a strange one, aren't you?
What?
Miss Cordova.
What? I just think it would be neat.
Barkeep, I'll get another one for her, too.
Yay! Oh, thank you so much. As soon as Sybil gets it, she just fucking downs it. Just... All right.
Fucking, he looks at the barkeep, because I imagine, like, that it was the second he fucking put it down, she's just like... So he just, like, looks up at him and just... Hold on.
All right.
Damn.
Noted.
Cheers to that.
Alright, I feel good. Let's do this. Let's ask around. Let's ask questions. Let's make mistakes. Let's get messy. Let's do this.
Let's make mistakes. Let's get messy. Let's do this. The Sybil Cordova story. Excellent. All right, so
Let's make mistakes. Let's get messy. Let's fucking go!
So I heard that, James, you're gonna go to the company store, and Sybil, you wanted to stay for a bit. Kit, Mason, and Sunil, what do you want to be involved with?
Kit sort of appointed himself Sybil's chaperone.
It's okay, you can say babysitter.
He sort of appointed himself
Babe.
Sybil's chaperone. So he's going to stay around
She's
Sybil.
baby.
She's babe.
So then for Sunil and Mason?
Mason will probably go with James.
Cool.
Over to where to the miner store. The
company
minor
store.
store. The company
The
store.
miner
yeah.
store to get some miners.
To get some
Yeah,
money.
Well, no,
Where
that's
you go to get a pickaxe and a hard hat?
that's where Mason worked. Anyway,
It's true. He started that shit when he was like 16. Fuck.
All right. Nothing wrong with it.
Well,
Let's
here we
go.
are.
You fucked up. You're fucked up. Yeah. So Mason will go with James to the little rock breaky company store.
okay,
No.
cool, right.
Let's see if we can find a hole for this key.
God. As much as he would prefer not to go by himself, he's probably just like, nope, I should probably go look for. I know names. I can learn people's names. That thing I can do.
Who are you
It's
thinking of?
super.
The
guy.
That would be Oscar Huber.
Oscar Huber.
Yes, sir.
Steele's gonna. Well, first he's gonna have to figure out how to find this man. So I guess he's gonna ask around first with a Sybil and Kit, and the moment he gets some information, he's gonna book it.
Cool. So you'll so I assume you'll hang here at the tavern for a bit longer to find out more information and then go do something else.
Yeah.
Cool, that works. Awesome. Yeah. Well, then we're gonna start over with James and Mason. So you two split off from the Mineshaft Tavern. Find your way through the streets of Madrid. All things considered, actually not that bad of a town. Like, you know, it is like not like a piece of shit. Like, it's definitely got some rustic charm to it, I'll say. But it's well maintained. It's you know, it looks like a pretty model coal mine town. You know, when you picture like a coal mine town, you definitely picture something a lot dirtier than this, but it's actually pretty nice. And remember that folks who are listening, you can still visit Madrid today. So if you want to go to Madrid, New Mexico, you can go there.
Madrid has now become a tourist spot.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'm gonna add that to my list of tabletop, like IRL tabletop, like road trip locations. Like, I mean, like, I'm gonna go to Boulder City from Tales from the Loop. It's inevitable, and then I'm going.
Like,
to
we
go-
gotta.
Yeah, obviously, and then I'm gonna go to Madrid at some point. Apparently,
Yeah.
the Mineshaft Tavern's actually really fucking good food and really good margaritas. So anyway, But yes, this is Mine Shaft Tavern before the advent of margaritas in this area. So, yeah, no, you guys find your way around. It's not difficult to orient yourselves. It's a small area, probably like a population of like 300, if that many. Yeah, the company store, literally the signpost out says the Surreo's Coal Company store. It's a pretty standard one-story building. Got a little porch. You definitely have a moment of thinking of like, oh, Old West. It's kind of like the vibe you get from this building. But you know, you guys walk inside, a little bell goes bring, ding, 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 over the doorway. The interior of the company store is not that special. It's mostly just like a desk, like a little counter, door behind the counter. It's open, no door in there. So I'm gonna say a doorway, not a door. And then there's this you know, kind of like scrawny older guy, got like a little hair around the side of his head, but balding on top, trying to salvage a little bit of a comb over. Just kind of behind the counter on a stool, just like flipping through a broadsheet. Just as the bell kind of goes, like looks up and just goes, "Yep, howdy."
Hi, how are you?
I'm well. Sorry, are you with the company?
No, we're not. We're just we're passing through.
Well, maybe I can help point you in the right direction. This is the company store. I'm sorry. I hope you folks. Are you lost? Somewhere I can point you to? You're not miners, are you? Not with the company? No? So...
Well, we were told if we get word, this is the place we'd have to go.
Sorry, can you repeat that split? You cut out a bit.
Oh, did I?
Mm.
Shit. We're not miners yet, but we were told if we wanted work around here, this is kind of the area we had to go. Also, same place for any kind of like banking kind of stuff.
No, you must have heard incorrectly, sir. No, the company store just provides goods and services to the employees of the Surreo's Coal Company. If you're looking for employment with the Surreo's Coal Company, you're welcome to take that up with any of the mines in town, or you can go to the Surreo's office in Albuquerque if you want to talk to them directly. But I'm sure if you talk to any of the mines in the area, you can probably get a job, although it doesn't start here. This is just where people come to redeem company credit and purchase, you know, foodstuffs, other amenities, supplies. I mean, we primarily service that, and no, we don't operate as a bank. You can buy things, but it's nearest bank is Santa Fe. It's the Sunflower.
Right. All right. Well, that's all I need to know. Thank you very much. Apologies for the misconception.
No worries. Have a pleasant day, you two. Goes back, like gives the broadsheet a little flick, and then just goes back to reading it as you two leave.
Well, that fucking worked. But it's the information we needed to know.
Okay. Well, shit. What else is there to do here?
Might as well look for Jackson.
Right. So where do we go?
So the town itself, right?
Yeah.
Don't laugh at me. Don't laugh.
No, it's just we're on the same page. We're just like, now what do we do?
So the town
like,
itself,
I was really hoping that would work.
So what the town itself?
Yeah.
What words? Were there any other like social areas other than the tavern itself?
Mine Shaft Tavern's the only one you've seen of any prominence. You heard mention from that Jerry filled the hospital. Haven't walked by, but something about like an employees club, something that referred to that as. You saw that there was a ballpark in town. You know, an actual like little baseball diamond that was erected here in town. You walk by that, you can see in the distance. But nothing really else like struck you. I mean, you know, there was obviously you saw elementary school and a high school, small schools, but really that's mostly it right now. There are some places that are in construction in the town you saw, but it's really all that struck you thus far.
Well, you start looking around the mines.
Yeah, we probably could. They wouldn't really let us inside, though, huh?
Well, they wouldn't maybe let us inside the mines themselves, but I'm sure if we go to the mines, we can ask if they've seen our tweed jacket wearing friend.
Yeah, probably. Hey, shit, it's worth a shot.
Yeah.
So that's what we're gonna do.
Great. So meanwhile, back in Lunch Tavern. No, yeah. So like a lunch crowd actually did come bustling in. This place erupts with a bunch of kind of coal dusty miners who walk inside here. And just begin to drink. They stand. You now, as like when you watch the influx of the crowd, you begin to understand why the bar is a standing bar and there's no stools. It's just a line of coal dust men in overalls and just like, you know, like hard hats who are standing there at the bar, just like stretching their backs up and standing and just being thankful for not like being hunched over and laboring. They're just stretching while they drink and eat. And then other people who sit down at like tables, eating like spicy like bits of like food, sandwiches and other things just kind of going around. But yeah, no, suddenly there's a lot of miners that are around here. And Kit's getting more than a few looks.
Oh.
Oh. You mind if I swap with you? And Kit will like sort of look at Sybil and sort of like sort of the way they're sitting at the table is Kit's like scar is out to the, you know, outer side. So swapping with Sybil would mean
no problem. Let's go.
Okay, thank you.
Although I was gonna be leaving the table in a second anyway, I gotta talk to these people. It's very important.
Right. Well, just be careful, Miss Cordova.
Oh, when am I ever not careful? And so she
Yes.
Gonna give poor Kit an aneurysm.
just what's the worst thing I could say in response to this?
Well, now that you mention it.
So Sybil's gonna kind of take a look around, see if there's, you know, anyone who really like catches her attention or anything like that.
So there's a lot of coal miners, and Sybil, you consider yourself a woman of many tastes. And you know, there's a fair amount of gentlemen in here that, if they took a bath, you know, they'd probably be pretty handsome. Aside from that, though, yeah, these guys aren't rocking like the sexy, like scruffy, unwashed look. Like, this isn't like a Geralt of Rivia deal. This is very much a like, these are a bunch of guys covered in dark soot and dust and like, yeah. So
I mean, that's fine. I'm not here for looks. I'm here for personality.
Exactly. But you definitely see some strong personalities among the lot here.
Keyword being just someone who seems like they'd be willing to talk is the big thing.
There's a larger gentleman, like, who was just going to town, like, on, like, a plate of, like... Were chicken wings invented? Were hot wings a thing in the 1920s?
Were chicken wings invented?
Probably. I'll double check for you, but for now, let's say yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna say yes for now. But, like, yeah, we're gonna say he's just going to town on a plate of hot wings. And yeah, like this man truly gives you like the this man's like 6'5" and like maybe 250 pounds. Like he is a big, thick-bodied man. You know, kind of like a portly stomach. He's like a triple XL kind of guy, not triple XL, like double XL, but he's like a big-looking fella. Got like a jubilant, you know, look about him. He doesn't look like he's like evil or gonna crush anyone. He looks like he's just a big, nice, friendly fella.
Excellent. Sybil, kind of just kind of makes her way over there. Is he sitting by himself or?
Yeah, he's by himself, but like not in that way. Like he's eating alone. More of just like he is socializing with the other groups of people around him at various tables and small booths. But he is at a table by himself, seemingly out of necessity for like a man of his size.
All right.
Yeah.
Sybil walks up. Is the seat taken?
Like the gentleman, like mid bite on like a hot wing, like looks up, like looks you up and down, grins and says, "Well, no, it is not. Would you like to have a seat there?"
I absolutely would. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Oh, you're well. Yeah,
My name's
you're-
Sybil Cordova. What's yours?
My name's Lenny. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, Mr.
Oh,
Cordova.
pleasure to meet your acquaintance. Immediately shakes his hand.
Shakes your hand. You get like coal soot on your palm, like
Sybil just
and
casually
and a little bit of hot sauce on there too. Like he's like rubbing his hands on napkins.
Sybil
Yeah,
just
like-
casually kind of wipes it on the table, like, oh well. Not like in like an obvious way, sort of like, oh, well, this is a thing that's happened to me now. That's fine. Sybil's like, so, how are things? I figured, seems like you're enjoying your hot wings. Are they any good?
They're definitely pretty filling, I'll tell you that. I can taste it, and that's what matters most.
That is what matters most, indeed. Probably need that much fuel.
Sorry,
with the
quick point of
job.
order. No history lesson. No, because that was posted in the chat.
This is very important.
Buffalo wings from the 1960s. However, buffalo sauce is just hot sauce mixed with with butter. So I don't think there's anything saying that these guys can't just have like fried up like chicken wing cuts that are just like doused in like
Mexico was,
Tabasco.
like right there, like
yeah,
come
Tabasco.
on.
Yeah, like right there.
It's right
like-
there.
Yeah.
Right
So
there.
it's like it's most likely just gonna be a thing of like, yeah, it's not buffalo wings. They're hot wings. This is Tabasco sauce. Tabasco and green
Motherfucker
chili.
pioneering hot wings.
Yeah, this guy.
Wow,
Yeah.
This-
he's the-
this really just ahead of the curve here.
Oh, yeah.
Renee back there just
in
fucking
Madrid.
yes.
culinary genius. Renee back there.
Wow. Sybil's like, well, looks delicious. So this may seem like a weird question, but you haven't happened to have seen a man? He's about yay high, wearing a tweed suit and fedora. Goes by the name Jackson Elias.
No, sorry, no. The only suited people I see around here in Madrid would be the company representatives or other folks who pass by through these parts who have some kind of agenda. But no, I don't know anyone named Jackson matching that specific description.
Oh well,
Yeah.
fair enough.
yeah.
Agenda. I'm curious. That is an interesting choice of words there.
I
Lenny.
mean, Madrid's a company town.
No, I understand.
You get business officials coming by who are looking to capitalize on something of use to their interest.
Mhm.
You know how it is.
I know how it is.
Yeah.
People come in, buy anything if it's not bolted down, right?
Exactly. That's exactly how it goes. Capitalism.
Capitalism.
Yeah.
Well, in that case, I guess I'm new around town, so, just figured I'd have anything going on around these parts. Any
Ah,
stories, tall tales, anything like
Lots
that?
of coal
Yeah,
mining.
what's going on?
Lots of coal mining, that's for
Wow.
sure. No,
Kind of just goes on down on some wings again. Just kind of sets down the bones. Gulps down a thing of beer. That
Mhm.
God, the police would
Fucking
crack
go
down
for
this
it.
place so fucking hard.
Wings and beer in the 1920s. These
Yeah,
maniacs.
these guys are just. This is a time bomb, man. This is a federal time bomb. No, but
time.
Lenny goes.
oh well, story wise, I mean, I hear a lot of talk from the people who work over at Cold Fire talking about ghosts, but I don't buy into ghost stories. But a lot of people around here like them, so who am I to judge them for their hobbies? I'm not gonna yuck their yum.
That's a shame because I personally absolutely love a good ghost story. But if that's not really your thing, I understand.
Well, I didn't say I didn't know any ghost stories. I said I don't usually buy into them. No, I mean, I've heard a few.
Well, I would love to hear some since I'm not from around these parts, so they're all new to me.
Well, yeah, I'd be more than happy to share one with you.
Please.
He lets out a big long belch, just kind of, and he looks horrified they did that in front of a woman of your stature in his vision. He just goes,
Simple spot. 5 out of 10.
I have done better. I appreciate your honesty. I mean, I've heard stories about a cowboy and one of them indigenous folk walking hand in hand down the street here, right by the tavern. I heard.
Oh, like ghost friends.
Sure, ghost friends. I heard one from Don, the points at the guy behind the bar. Something about blue lights. Oh, creepy. And then the people who work over at Coldfire definitely have been talking a lot about that lately. Stuff about weird goings on in the mine. Couple of miners overworking by Coldfire that say gone missing over the last few months. It's not entirely uncommon for people to mine a little too deep and then get lost in a cave-in or end up getting lost and then they can't be found. It's tragic business, but it's unfortunately what happens when you don't dedicate enough time to paying attention to where you end up in the tunnels.
Oh, so it's actually quite common to lose
I
miners?
wouldn't say it's common, but it's real. Madrid is owned by we provide a lot of coal for the railways in this area, so there's a lot of mines under these hills, and it's like a tangle of mine shafts. So I mean, you could end up in one mine while thinking you're still in one, and then get lost, and then end up in a third one. It's only as common as people who really, really are in over their head and don't learn basic safety down there.
So something you've never done.
No, I can follow my way in and out of a mine shaft just as good as I can find my way to my bed.
Of course. But you said that people have gone missing lately?
People who work over at Coldfire, yeah.
Coldfire.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep talking like you're local. Coldfire is a nickname that a lot of us have given to the Morgan Jones mine.
I see.
Yeah, I think the nickname started from the rumors of some kind of ghostly blue fire flickering somewhere down in the tunnels. So people started calling it Coldfire Mine. Coldfire.
That makes sense.
Yeah, the company doesn't like the nickname, but people refer to it like that, yeah.
It's a much more interesting nickname, so I can see why they stuck with it.
Yeah, I mean, it flows off the tongue.
There you go. But people have been going missing. Do the higher-ups have anything to say about it, or...?
I mean, the company... I mean, I don't work for the Morgan Jones mine. I work for another one here in Madrid. I mean, I think whoever's the overseer of Morgan Jones probably reported it to the local superintendent of the company, a man by the name of Oscar Huber. Great guy, real nice fella. He's done a lot of good for this town. I mean, I'm sure they reported it, and presumably they may have launched some investigations to see if they can find them in the mines. But from what I've heard from some friends of mine who do work in Coldfire, it's more than likely they got lost, wandered into a unstable shaft, had it collapse on them, or died of exposure somewhere and just haven't been found yet. It's a sad business.
That's tragic. Very tragic. So this Coldfire place, so it's...
Yeah.
Is it in Madrid, or...
No, yeah, Morgan Jones, it's one of the mine. It's like, I mean...
Sorry, I'm not from around here.
It's okay, miss. It's okay. Coldfire Mine, you can probably find that. Morgan Jones, I think that's like maybe 15 minutes from like the southernmost point of town. I think it is. I mean, like, it's one of the largest, but it operates in the small mountains that are directly south of here. But it's not far. You can probably see it from outside on the porch.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if there's ghosts... Sybil is now very focused on the idea of ghosts in this mine. Well, thank you so much for your time, Lenny. It was an absolute pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much once again.
You are very welcome, little miss. I'm so happy I could share a conversation with you. I gotta finish up my lunch here and head back into the mine. But hey, let me tell you what, your smile's just giving me the best present I've had all month.
Oh gosh, thank you so much.
No, thank you.
Oh, thank you. And then she just sort of hops back, just sort of goes back to the table with Kit. So there's ghosts in the mines.
I'm gonna need a minute because good old Lenny just did a fucking number on my vocal cords.
Good old Lenny.
this.
Dedication.
Cordova.
Fucking dedication. God damn.
Fine, keeping it down a bit, but also
There are ghosts in the mines. Apparently, there's a mine, and they call it Coldfire, which definitely sounds suspicious. And there's ghost stories, and people have gone missing. And if that's not supernatural activity, well, okay, he says it's not supernatural activity. He says maybe people just get lost in the mines. But you know what? That just makes it more obvious. It's probably ghosts.
right.
Mhm.
I just want to be sure I'm keeping up here, so not chupacabras, not demons. Now we have ghosts.
Yes.
Is that correct?
I mean, they could be chupacabra demon ghosts. Like, that is still a possibility. I don't want to take that off the table. But for now, the locals say ghosts.
Kit like pinches the good side of his brow and just looks at Sybil. Well, you of all people, I'm sure, would be able to get interesting information.
Oh, absolutely. It was a delight. Lenny over there is very nice. But I didn't hear anything about Jackson, which I suppose isn't terribly surprising, given how things have been going for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it sounds to me that the place to go is to check out the mines, which I suppose was probably obvious, but, it never hurts to check around.
Of course. No,
Mhm.
you're absolutely correct.
Yeah, but I feel pretty set here. I want to go check out the ghosts in the mine, the chupacabra ghost demons. Did you have anything else you wanted to do here?
Kit like looks down into the dregs of his moonshine and just takes the last swig of it and looks to Sunil. Are you sorted over here, or
I need to find out where Mr. Huber is.
all right?
Well,
Let's get down to the mines! Ruff!
Yeah, no, to wrap up, Sunil, you're looking after to find out where Mr. Huber is, so just kind of like asking around in general for that.
Oh, great.
asking around in general. He's asking around in general.
Yeah, totally. Okay, then I can very easily summarize what happens there. You ask around, and so here's what we learn. Oscar Huber is the superintendent of mines for Madrid from the Sirius Coal Company. He does not actually live in the town all the time. He is a full-time superintendent. However, he still has a home in Albuquerque and frequently comes here to Madrid. He's not currently here, but he is kind of a pillar of the community. If you're looking after specific mine information, if Oscar's not in town, you're better off talking to one of the mine overseers if you can get in, one of the foremans as well. So you bit of mix in there. So there's a difference between a mine overseer and Oscar Huber, who's the superintendent of the entire town.
Okay. Sunil kind of throws up his hands a little bit, all right, we've made headway, but also none at all. Let's go to the mines.
To the mines!
Yep. Yeah, you guys dip out of the Mineshaft Tavern. In your walking around, you stumble upon James and Mason, who look lost.
So what have you two been up to this whole time?
Heading with the
Any last
mines.
questions?
Looking for Elias.
Alright,
You?
great. Well, I had a lovely conversation with this Lenny fellow. I learned things about the town. There's ghosts in the mines. They might be chupacabra demon ghosts, but that's probably unlikely. They might just be ghosts. But the locals keep calling this one mine Coldfire, and I guess people have gone missing in it, so that's a whole thing.
What better
place
place
to
to
look
look
for
for
a
a
missing
missing
James.
man?
And then back to Sybil. We should probably check it out then, huh?
Oh, absolutely. That's where we're going right now.
A better place to look for a missing man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
As you guys are walking as a group, you actually end up kind of walking Sybil, Kit, and Neil, you guys were kind of like left the Mineshaft Tavern, and then like spotted James and Mason a little bit down one way, so you kind of met up with them. So you're walking back past. You can see that like while you're just talking to Mason and James, like a couple of motorcycles, some like cop motorcycles. Because Xander found out recently that before cop cars were a thing, cops all rode motorcycles. Yeah.
Get the paddy wagon.
Get the paddy wagon. A couple of cop motorcycles brushed by and like stopped up at the Mineshaft Tavern. One of them was like and you can, as you're like walking by, you saw like one of them like disembarked, like walked up towards the tavern. One's like hanging out, just pulls out a cigarette and begins to smoking it. The second the cop sees you, you watch as he blanches, like fumbles with his cigarette, goes shit, and like quickly, like hastily, like reaches for like his revolver by his side and unclips and goes, no, stop right there, no, hands in the air.
Whoa, what the fuck? Where is it?
Alan, I found him. What? And the other cop runs down and goes, what is all that? No, holy shit! Like pulls the fucking his own gun.
All right, no more guns needed. We got one.
No, hands in the air, please. Hands.
Hold on. That revolver. Were those revolvers the type that shot me?
I can't really. Things are. It's hard to tell by the look of the gun specifically because you're not a soldier. So for you, this is a bit of a hard thing to guess. These two cops pull their guns up and he goes, all right, nobody move. All right.
Whoa.
Can you,
Whoa.
The cop who just like called out together when they Mineshaft Tavern, like, listen, can you call the chief and tell him that we found them? All right. So
I would like to know what the hell is going on.
What the fuck?
What's going on is the five of you, you're under arrest. And we're
For
going
what?
to end there for the week.
What the fuck?
What do you mean we're
So
under
how
arrest?
are we going to end this episode?
This
Yeah.
person just walked
That's
into
where we're
a
ending.
restful bar.
Yep, that's where
They
we're
got
ending.
hella moonshine in that bitch. What the fuck?
Yep. And so anyway, that's where we're going to end this week's episode of Call of Cthulhu Path of Perdition.
Oh my
And-
god, we're on the run. Oh no.
Don't worry. It'll be fine. It'll be
I
fine.
can never go back to normal life.
So with that in mind, we will see you guys next week what? You think I'd not end on a cliffhanger? And so we'll see where
Fuck
this goes
me.
next time. So guys, come back next week, same time, same place. Thank you all so much for watching. And until then, Cthulhu Fatagan. Have a great day.